Hey guys, Deadeye Playtime here, and welcome back to another Poppy Playtime Chapter 5 analysis video. Now, in today's video, I'm going to be going through a new image that Mob Entertainment recently posted on Twitter, and some controversy going around Chapter 5 in the Poppy Playtime community. This video will include new secrets and hidden details within the image, and the reasons why the Poppy Playtime community isn't happy with a few things revolving Chapter 5. Now, before I get into the video, I do want to remind you all to please leave a like and subscribe. It is completely free and it really helps me out and helps the growth of my channel. But with that, let's waste no time and get right into the video. Okay, so if you all have been keeping up with Mob Entertainment on Twitter lately, you'll know that 2 days ago they released this picture of a new tape that will potentially be in Poppy Playtime Chapter 5 with nothing but a spyglass emoji in the text box of the post. Obviously, this indicates that Mob Entertainment wants us to search through this image to find hidden secrets that could potentially be important in Poppy Playtime Chapter 5. Now, the community has found 4 secrets hidden in this chapter, or four main things that they have seen in this image. 3 of them being found by the community, and 1 of them being discovered by myself. So we're going to go through the community's discoveries, and then we're going to get to my discovery and my theory of who potentially could own and who could be part of this tape. Now, the first part of the image that fans noticed the most was in the top left of the image. You can see Catnap's pendant on the table. Now, people didn't know what this meant originally, but many people have theorized that this could potentially be the office or labs where Catnap could have been made, or Catnap may make a return in Poppy Playtime Chapter 5, which I find highly unlikely because we all saw Catnap get killed in Chapter 3. Yeah, but many people do theorize that Catnap's death could have been an illusion due to the red smoke that we inhaled. But I still find it so unlikely that Catnap will return in Chapter 5. He was the Chapter 3 antagonist, and I do not believe he will make a return. Even though Huggy Wuggy has made a return, Huggy's injuries were survivable. I do not believe Catnap's was. So that's the first thing that people found. They saw Catnap's pendant in the image, and of course people have their own theories on this. You can believe what you like. But I don't believe Catnap will be making a return in Chapter 5. The second thing that people noticed was at the bottom of the image, you can see the severed foot of Bron the dinosaur. Now, people have theorized that Bron may finally get a significant role in the Poppy Playtime saga because of this. Because people have been wanting Bron to have a role in it ever since Bron's Lab ARG released on Mob Entertainment's official channel, where he can be seen getting attacked by Boxy Boo and nearly dying from these injuries. So people have wanted Bron to be part of the Poppy Playtime saga properly since Chapter 2 pretty much. So he might be getting a significant role. He might just be another background character, but we will have to see when Chapter 5 releases. The second most important part of the image, in my opinion, are the 2 tapes, one blue one red one, that says lab use only. Now, people haven't deciphered the rest of the message on these tapes, but the fact that they say lab use only makes me believe that these tapes were only meant to be recorded in the labs of Playtime Co., meaning that these tapes will hold a very, very important secret that we as the players may have to discover It could hold a secret on the other experiments in Chapter 5, or it could potentially give us secrets on the prototype himself. But the fact that they say lab use only makes me believe that only high-tier scientists like Harley Sawyer and other characters were allowed to watch these tapes. Now, the fourth and final discovery in this chapter that was discovered by myself is in the top right of the corner, and this gives us an idea of who potentially could own this tape and who will have a significant role in this chapter. If you guys have looked in the top right corner of this image, you can see Mob Entertainment's Poppy Playtime Orientation Notebook. Now, this notebook was made for new employees of Playtime Co., so they can know all about the experiments, the company's history, and what they have gotten themselves into as applying for this job. It shows all of the toys, all of their details, and what potentially they could be working with in this factory. But parts of the book that aren't supposed to be there are little notepads explaining exactly what the company has been hiding, what they've been trying to cover up, and some of the most secretive experiments up until Chapter 3. And all of these were written by a scientist with a mysterious name, but we only know his initials, and that is PW. Now, PW is most likely a scientist that has been working in the Poppy Playtime labs, or the Playtime Co labs, and I believe he was responsible for some of the Bigger Body Initiative toys, maybe working alongside Harley Sawyer himself, creating these massive abominations for toys. And he has slapped these little notes in the book to warn the reader either of the company's history and what they've gotten themselves into. Which makes me to further believe I think I know what room the tape in this image will be in. I believe that this tape will be in PW's office, where he writes all of his notes and records his own lab reports. And I believe that he will have a significant part in this mysterious tape. Now, people have backed me up on this as well, saying that they have seen similar things, but nobody has gone into this detail in the image as much as I have. I believe that PW will be included in this tape, and maybe the one that even recorded this tape to begin with, making me believe that this will tell us exactly what happened to him, maybe before or during the Hour of Joy, and what potentially led to his potential demise. He may have been killed by the toys, he may have been murdered by his fellow colleagues, but I do know that we are definitely we will figure out what this tape means the deeper and deeper we get into the labs of Playtime Co. Alright, so the next thing I want to go over is a few major concerns that the Poppy Playtime community has revolving Chapter 5, specifically the current release date. Now, if you guys have been following Mob Entertainment or have seen the cinematic trailer, you will all know that Chapter 5 is due to release on February 18th, 2026, which is going to be a month tomorrow. So a month tomorrow, Chapter 5 will be released. At least hopefully, because right now the reviews for Chapter 5's current release date are mixed. Some people are excited, some people are happy, they want to play the chapter as soon as possible, but others are concerned. Others think that February 18th is way too early for the supposed final chapter of Poppy Playtime to be released, and people are wanting it to be delayed for one major reason. And that major reason is because of the release date of Chapter 4. If you guys know, when Chapter 4 was first released, it was an incredibly buggy game. People were almost calling the chapter unplayable because of how many bugs and glitches there were. Like, you could literally exit the entire map into the void, pretty much. But this is why people are concerned, because they don't want Chapter 5 to have a gameplay release like Chapter 4 did. They don't want it to be unplayable, glitchy, or buggy at all. But I'm not worried about the release date for one major reason, and that is because of Chapter 3. Now, Chapter 3 actually had a shorter game development time than Chapter 4. Chapter 3, I think, had around an 8-month development time, whereas Chapter 4 had around a 10-month development time. That is a 2-month gap distance between development. And of course, as you all know, Chapter 3 is a beautiful game. It's the best chapter so far in the entire franchise. But the main reason why Chapter 4 was so buggy and so glitchy is because during the time period of development, many co-workers from Mob Entertainment had left for reasons that are currently unknown. Even one of the main leaders of Mob Entertainment left during this time period, which means the crew didn't have enough developers, game animators, and design artists to promote and develop Chapter 4 at this time. But Mob Entertainment have gotten a few more employees now, and as you all know, Chapter 4 has been completely patched up. Almost every single bug and glitch, it has been completely patched over. The game is absolutely perfect. And of course, actually, no, there's not really much else to say, actually, because everything has been patched in Chapter 4. The main thing about Chapter 4 that was buggy is during the Yarnaby chase scene, the Yarnaby scene completely in No Man's Land. Now, this didn't happen to me when I first played Chapter 4, but a lot of people, played Chapter 4, got into No Man's Land, and Yarnaby would just not show up. He would, so basically, you were completely doing the No Man's Land stuff without any challenge, without Yarnaby at all. And Yarnaby was also able to get into the spots where you were supposed to be able to hide from him and kill you. Now, the hiding spot glitch was something that happened to me personally. It was super annoying, super buggy, but I was able to complete No Man's Land without, of course, many problems. But then the death scene, Yarnaby just completely catches on fire on the chain for no explicit reason and then falls into a pit. These parts have especially been patched up. So Yarnaby shows up, he can't get into the spots where you're supposed to hide from him, and now it actually shows how he caught on fire. So he gets caught by the chain, like in the original one, and then he falls into a lava pit. So that has explained how his death occurred. But other than that, that is my main reason that I don't have much concerns, because the only reason it happened was because of Mob Entertainment employees leaving. And now that they have more employees, I have no doubt that Chapter 5 will be a perfect gameplay from the start of release. I don't think there's any reason to delay Chapter 5 at all, but we'll just have to see what Mob Entertainment does with this throwback. Now, but other than that, I've covered everything. I have shown you guys all the details in the recent post by Mob Entertainment. I've told you guys why I don't think Chapter 5 should be delayed at all. Well, I hope you all have enjoyed the video. I'm Deadeye Playtime. I will see you all in another reaction or analysis video, or drop your ideas for more videos. But with that, Deadeye out.